Welcome back again. We have another topper with us, Dr. Navin. He has he has shown a very consistent performance in both the exams. 315 out of 400 in NEET SS 2021 22, and he has also secured 6th rank in FET exam. So, Dr. Naveen, rank 5 or 6 in NEET SS and rank 6 in FET in your first attempt. Would you like to tell the viewers how do you do it? How do you make this possible? What is the secret for this consistency? First, you know what? Tell me more about yourself, and then let's start with your strategy. So, Dr. Naveen.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I am a very simple guy, and I would say that all these ranks, whichever I have achieved today, it is basically because of the Almighty and consistent support from my family members, my parents, and of course, good mentors like you who make such good dreams come true for us. So if I can do it, I think anyone can do it. Just put in a bit of hard work into it.
That's very humble of you. So tell us about your strategy. When did you start preparing?
Ma'am, like I passed out in 2020, after which we had a bond for 1 year in KEM Hospital, which into 2021. And approximately in April, like I started preparing, that's when I got introduced to the ReproNEET course by Dr. Suchandana. She is a friend and colleague of mine.
Yes.
She is presently doing fellowship in maternal fetal medicine and BMMC. She had introduced me to your course. I'm really thankful and really glad that she introduced me to this course. And thereafter, once I joined your course, it was completely following whatever you had taught in the classes. And that's what I actually followed for the entire preparation. And that was the basic skeletal framework of my preparation, over which I had added stuff from my side as well. Most of my batchmates, ma'am, they were preparing for either MRCOG or other discipline. I was not very much into MRCOG, so I wanted to do something like I thought NEET SS would be better.
Yeah, neither I was ever somehow interested in MRCOG.
Yes. So my basic strategy was like to strengthen the basic obs and gynae. So basic obstetrics, ma'am, as residents working in good hospitals, tertiary hospitals, most of us are well versed with the obstetrics part.
That's right. But because of the teaching there.
Yeah.
And
so the
load and the work that you do.
Yes, ma'am. And the obstetric parts, like those who are actually appearing for NEET tests or other competitive exams, they all have their obs part very strong. But what they lack is the gynac portion and also the infertility part, the reproductive medicine. It is completely 100% your notes. Like that is what I followed like a Bible. Like yeah, like during our residency, we had no exposure. We had zero exposure to reproductive medicine. But once I joined your course, like I fell in love with that subject.
That's nice. See, I have also taken a lot. I keep repeatedly saying this that I've taken a lot of efforts to create that content from Gardeners, from Spiro, from all of the new articles, ESHRE guidelines. So I have done an effort, and that's nice that it fell in the right hands. As I told Sunita also, that it fell in the right hands in the right time, and you made use of it, and you have such brilliant scores in both the exams.
We are very thankful to you, ma'am, for especially the reproductive medicine part.
Yes, that's what students have been telling me. Tell me about oncology. Where did you read oncology from?
Ma'am, oncology also, like I said, the basic framework was from your notes. Like what I did was most of what I see in the group is people are asking for PDF of your notes or whether it is downloadable or not. I think downloading notes won't be good enough for preparation. What I am is I'm a pen and paper person. Like whatever classes you took, I used to repeatedly watch the videos and make notes like on pen and paper. And I used to like it's mostly your notes. And apart from that, of course, I did Berek and Hackers. Like in your introductory class on cancer basics, I think you had told this also, ki Berek and Hackers should be done nicely. Since we had got that extra time for the exam, the postponement of NEET SS was, I consider it to be a boon for myself, where I could revise Berek and Hacker nicely and add those extra points to basic, which is your notes. And they were really good.
That's nice. So for gynecology, oncology, you did Berek and Hacker. For reproductive medicine, you did from Reptonete Learning. So
Yes,
again,
absolutely.
since we have been addressing the elephant in the room, this is a very common question. How about the big books? Do we have time for the big books, Speroff and Williams? When did you read them, if you read them at all, or did you skip them? Did you
Yes, I know.
Gartner's? Did you
No,
open
Gartner's I have never opened Gartner's, but yes, Speroff and Williams I have done for the postgraduate exit exam. Again, there I was blessed with the COVID, which caused a postponement of the exam, delay
Yeah,
in the
because
exam.
there was time.
So I utilized that for preparation from Speroff and from Williams. So revising those books were not very difficult for me when it came to super specialization. But still, if you see in Speroff, PCOS itself is a 60-page chapter. But if I go through your notes, I'll get the same content which is there in Speroff, along with added ESHRE PCOS guidelines in a very concise and crisp manner. So I think following your notes will be better. And maybe retrospectively, I would advise people to go to Speroff and add down the extra points, if there are any.
Yes, reading notes, it's not very easy to memorize notes. You had read Speroff once, that's why the notes came easy to you. So I would suggest that Speroff, PCOS from Speroff has to be read. There are certain chapters that you have to read from Speroff. This has to come out from the toppers because students don't realize that they have to read the textbooks. I can only assimilate it, make it smaller, but to keep all of that in your mind, you have to read the textbooks. So that's brilliant
At least
advice.
once Speroff and Williams has to be read.
One reading is necessary. Even people who have prepared in 3-4 months have told me that 2 years back probably they had read Speroff and that helped. So big books is going to help us in scoring these exams because you need your basics to be clear, right? And what else?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely. Like big books like Speroff and Williams should not be neglected. You might not read Thielens, you might not need Berek and Novak's, but then at least for these competitive exams, Speroff and Williams are necessary.
Has to be read. And
Yeah,
Gardner's, I would suggest, since you're not practicing infertility, it's not easy to understand Gardner's. So for
exactly.
infertility, I think sticking to my notes and videos is going to be sufficient for both the exams.
Absolutely. Ma'am, for reproductive medicine, Reptonate videos are sufficient. They are more than sufficient. Because you have given all the guidelines. Like it is not only that you're focusing on a particular guideline like ASRM. You have compared the guidelines as well. ASRM,
Because they
ESHRE,
can ask from anywhere. That I've known in the last
yes,
2-3 years.
absolutely.
From anywhere. Did you read the ESHRE guidelines and the ASRM, ACOG? Which all did you specifically read?
Ma'am, for obstetrics, I had gone through RCOG, GTG guidelines, Green Top guidelines. And specifically, like you had in the just before the exam, you had uploaded certain recent guidelines from ACOG, ACOG 2021 guideline. I did go through them, but in detail, not in detail, ma'am. I just added the whatever extra point were there, whichever I was getting from the guideline, I used to add to the basic notes. Like yeah, I wanted the entire stuff to be crisp so that it could be revised later on. There is no meaning
you had
of
notes prepared. You had your notes prepared.
Yeah, I had complete notes prepared.
Writing notes itself is one big revision. So that's right. Writing part is one revision, and when you read, you're thorough with it. One more question students have been asking: how many oncology questions do we expect in the FET exam?
FET, there were very little oncology questions. Around 8 to 10 questions were there this time.
So when I took the exam in 2018, there was just one question. The next year, there were 4, 5. The other year also 4, 5. And this year, you're saying 8 questions. So, but were they easy questions or they were difficult?
They were easy questions, ma'am. And FET onco questions were solvable. Whereas in NEET SS, like we had this pattern as 40 and 60, where 40 would come from general obs and gynae, and 60 would come from repro medicine and infertility. But this time, in fact, my first question of the 40 questions were from infertility only. So I felt this time it was an infert-oriented paper, and again, because of your notes, maybe because of that.
And plus your efforts, your hard work, of course, your perseverance. Any small tip, one-line tip, pro tip for the exam goers, the ones who are preparing for the next exam?
Yes, I think being MS obstetrics or DMB obstetrics and gynecologist itself is a big thing. And if they could come till this position, that means they have got potential to go ahead also. So I think they should carry this positive mindset. And along with that, all of us have got family members who are praying for us. So all this positivity will make you clear the hurdle very easily. And just believe in yourself. And for the academics part, ma'am, you are already there. So I don't need to tell anything regarding the academics. You will guide them. One small tip in academic, which I want to say is try to make very crisp notes. Like I had my entire obs-gynae and infertility notes concise in around 5 copies, 5 notebooks. And that is what I revised again and again. So it is the basic thing is you revise the same thing again and again so that it gets feeded into your mind. And also for difficult obs and infertility part, I used to make mind maps sort of thing, which would help me correlate different topics. Like for example, liver disease. If I make a mind map, the single chart would have every information about IHCP. It would have AFLP in it, and it would have hepatitis-based information in it in one single page or one single whatever in one single screen of the laptop or whatever, so which would help me revising things very easily. Like even for male infertility, I had made such mind map where pre-testicular,
So
testicular, and
you're saying it was
post-testicular.
a mind map, it's not on paper? This mind
No,
map is on,
it
it's
was on
on,
paper, but it was on single page where by
you're
using
going
the
to
mind,
get
you're correlating between topics.
going to get a lot of calls for those maps and notes, 5 books of notes of yours.
Those are essential, ma'am, I would say.
There are going to be students who will call you, give me those notes, I'll mug them and
But
all the next exam.
but if they are in NEET, they already have that.
Right. I think preparing your own notes is very important.
Yeah, it's very
That's
important.
your first vision, as I said. So, according to Dr. Navin, it's you have to stay positive, believe in yourself, and sit for the next exam. It was so nice talking to you, Navin, and I've known you for a long time. You've been troubling me a lot. You've been messaging me at odd hours and then messaging me again that you didn't reply my previous message, ma'am. So it was nice. I did have an idea that you're going to do good in the second mock test. I think you were first or second.
Second, I was second in the second.
You were second, and you did not take the first mock test.
No, I had not taken the first one.
You did not. Why did you choose to leave first mock test?
Ma'am, actually preparation was not
Your
up
preparation.
to the mark that time.
All right. So it was lovely talking to you, Dr. Navin. I am sure the students are going to benefit from this. There are going to be multiple views to this. Thanks for all of this.